salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be talking all about some Christmas romances. Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Trope Week. If you don't know what Trope Week is, it is a series that I do here on my channel where for 1 week I pick a specific romance book trope and I give you a bunch of recommendations. I have a whole playlist of Trope Week. It has like 50 plus videos of all different types of tropes, so if you want to check that out, I will leave it down below. But this also coincides with Vlogmas, where I'm posting a video every single day in the month of December. A lot is going on, a lot is happening. I'm very excited to post all these videos for you guys. Obviously, since it's the beginning of December, I thought it would be fun to kick off this Trope Week and Vlogmas with recommending a bunch of Christmas romances. So that's what we're gonna do. I have so many Christmas romances that I love. It's gonna be a very long video, so let's just hop right in. Okay, first up is a novella that I read recently. I just posted a video where I read a Christmas or holiday novella every single day for a month. I posted that yesterday, so I'll leave it down below. And in that video, I found one of my favorite Christmas novellas, and that was Set the Record Straight by Hannah Bottom Young. This is a friends to lovers sapphic romance, two of my favorite things in books. This book follows one of our heroines who is kind of going through a rough time. Her fiance actually ended up cheating on her with one of their co-workers. It's the holidays, so there's a lot of office Christmas parties that she is going to be going to, and she doesn't really want to go alone. So her and her best friend Clara end up fake dating for the holidays. This also has like that classic trope of one of our heroines being hopelessly in love with her best friend who is straight, but her best friend actually is not that straight. This one is so cute and so hot and perfect for the holiday time. Next up is one of my favorite romances of all time, and that is Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. This is another friends to lovers fake dating trope. So this is the first book in the Love Light series, which is a small town romance series that B.K. Borison writes. I'm obsessed with every book in the series. I actually have a tattoo for each book in the series. That's how much I loved it. It follows our heroine Stella, who owns a Christmas tree farm in a small town, and she is really struggling to keep her business afloat. So she ends up entering into a social media competition that has a cash prize. In her entry form, to make it sound a little bit romantic, she said that she was running the Christmas tree farm with her boyfriend that she does not have. That is where our hero Luca comes in. He is her best friend. They've been best friends for like 10 years, and they end up fake dating to enter into the social media competition. However, they've been both secretly pining after each other pretty much their entire friendship. Follows their romance, and it is so freaking sweet, like the mutual pining, the friends to lovers vibes. Honestly recommend this entire series, but this is the one that technically takes place during the Christmas time. Okay, so the next one that I really love is Stocking Stuffers by Erin McLennan. This is a part of a series of novellas that this author does based on different holidays. Like she has one for New Year's, she has one for 4th of July, and then obviously this is the Christmas one. For this one, our heroine works for a sex toy company, and she ends up getting hired by a romance book club to go and sell her products. So the romance book club is having a meeting at like this Christmas inn, so she goes there to sell her products, and that is where she meets our hero. Our hero is actually a member of this romance book club, but as they're there, they get snowed in during Christmas, and our heroine is a huge Grinch. Okay, she hates everything Christmas, and our hero is just like the cinnamon hero who loves Christmas and just wants her to have like the most magical time. So they end up spending the holidays together trapped in this Christmas inn. This one also has a dominant heroine and a submissive man with a lot of fun steamy times. I loved it. Okay, so if there is one author who knows how to write a good Christmas romance, it's Alana Herrera, okay? She has some of the best Christmas romances. One of my favorites is Mangoes and Mistletoes. This is a sapphic enemies to lovers romance, and if you like the British Bake Show, then you're going to love this book. Two heroines are entering into a Christmas baking competition that has a cash prize at the end. They're polar opposites, and when they get there, they kind of end up bumping heads, especially because they're competing against each other, trying to win this competition. However, in one of the rounds, they end up getting paired together as a team, and they have to work together in order to win. They end up putting their differences aside to compete together in this baking competition, but it also follows their romance. It's hot. It's so fucking hot, but also so cozy because it's literally like the British Baking Show in a book. So I love this one. Another one that I really like by her is Her Night with Santa. This is a sapphic romance where Santa is actually a girl. This is called the Toy Runner series and follows different characters that deliver toys during Christmas. Because in different cultures, obviously, you have different traditions, not just Santa. But one of our heroines actually owns a sex toy company, and she's been really busy the entire year and decides that for the holidays, she's going to take a break. So she ends up staying at a house that is one of her father's friends' houses, not realizing that the house that she's staying at is Santa's vacation home. So our two heroines end up staying together during the Christmas time, and it is sexy as all get out. It is... Alana Herrera knows how to write the spice. Let me just tell you that. And then if you want a multitude of short Christmas stories, then I would recommend Amor Actually. This is an anthology with different authors. Alana Herrera does write in this one as well, but so does Alexis Daria and Sabrina Soule. And this entire book is kind of like the movie Love Actually, where it has different Christmas romances, but each of them feature different Latinx characters. You can read them on their own or you can read them together, but this is a really fun anthology to read during the Christmas time. A lot of these are Christmas novellas because I'm just a big fan of novellas. So the next one is Let It Snow by Casey Cross. This is a friends to lovers romance. Characters have known each other and been best friends since they were really little, lived together, they've gone to school together, but now they're in college and our hero Josh is thinking of moving back to their hometown. So this is going to be the first time that they're really separated. They decide that they're going to have this one last trip together, and they ended up doing a Christmas road trip as they're driving back to their hometown for the holidays. This has so many classic tropes like snowed in, forced proximity, friends to lovers that have been secretly pining after each other. Our hero is so sweet. He's like the definition of a cinnamon roll. He's the perfect book boyfriend. I love this novella. Next one that I want to recommend is actually an Audible original. So if you have an Audible subscription, they have so many Audible originals that are free with your membership. Production value for most of them is like top notch. So one Christmas one that I really enjoyed is called Once Upon a Christmas Carol. It's a really immersive audiobook because it's a fully narrated cast, and you can even hear like background noise. Like if they're driving, you can hear the car, you can hear the rain in the background. It is literally like you are listening to a Hallmark movie. This one, our heroine is a pop star. She was really popular when she was younger because she came out with a very well-known Christmas album, but she has not recently been in the Christmas spirit ever since her mom passed away. Her songwriting has also kind of taken a hit, so her label drops her. Ends up getting this mysterious letter that is inviting her back to her hometown, which is a very small town that is known for like their Christmas festivals. When she gets back to her hometown, she ends up reconnecting with her old high school boyfriend. As she's there, she keeps receiving more letters that kind of like turns into a scavenger hunt. In that journey, she just finds her Christmas spirit again, that little Christmas magic. The book is so freaking cute. If you like Hallmark movies, I would definitely recommend this one. Another Audible original that I really enjoyed was Bright Winter Lights by Liz Maverick, and this actually takes place during Hanukkah. This one, our characters were childhood best friends. When they were younger, our hero's family ends up getting a lot of money, so they end up moving to a nicer area in town. He goes to a different school. Now that they're older, they both have like their different reasons as to why they think the friendship didn't work out. Our hero's mom is very meddlesome and is constantly setting him up on different blind dates, and one day he just gets absolutely sick of it and lies and says that he has a girlfriend, and when his mom asks who his girlfriend is, he ends up saying the name of his old childhood best friend. His family is known for throwing this ginormous party to celebrate Hanukkah, and he has to bring her because he said that she is his girlfriend, so they end up fake dating during the holidays but also reconnecting their friendship, and it's so cute. I just absolutely loved our characters together. And then another book that takes place during Hanukkah is the remaking of Corbin Whale by Roan Parrish. This is a male-male romance that has magical realism vibes. Hero Alex is going through a lot of life changes. He recently broke up with his boyfriend and also lost his job, so he decides to take that opportunity to really like fulfill his life dream of opening a bakery because he is a pastry chef. So he ends up moving back to his small hometown where his mom owns a coffee shop. He ends up buying that coffee shop and turning it into a bakery, and that is where he meets our hero Corbin Whale. He's this really shy, quiet, artistic character that a lot of the town doesn't quite understand and thinks that he's weird or that he's bad luck. But when Alex meets him, he really sees the magic within him and realizes that Corbin Whale is such a special character. They end up having like this beautiful, like fated mate, soulmate bond that is so romantic. Corbin ends up working with Alex in his bakery, and this book is filled with such small, sweet, tender moments as they're falling in love. This book is so freaking beautiful, and I'm so happy that I read it. It's one of my best friend's favorite books. Desiree from Desiree Alicia here on YouTube recommended this to me, and I'm so glad that she did. Another novella that's really good is The Gift by Casey Mint. She actually has quite a few novellas that are set during the winter time. It takes place in like a rural island that is really far away from any other city. There's a lot of scientists that go to this island to do a lot of research. Heroine lives there. She works for the postal office, and a lot of scientists also end up staying there temporarily to do some research. She's kind of like making her rounds for the mail. She ends up meeting one of the scientists that is going to be staying there and has like a massive crush on him, but he's really shy and quiet and has a tradition of giving each other gifts. It's basically like a secret Santa. So our heroine decides that she's going to be his secret Santa, and the gift is her. Okay, she's just gonna offer herself up for a little fun, sexy time, and she does that, and it's so cute. Next up is Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. This is a sapphic Pride and Prejudice retelling. I've never seen or read Pride and Prejudice, but that's what it says, that it's a retelling. Heroines Darcy and Ella end up getting set up on a blind date by one of our heroines' brother, and the date goes horribly. Okay, yeah, it does not go well. It's very awkward. However, when our heroine Darcy gets asked by her brother how the date went, she lies and says that it went wonderful and amazing. Kind of just tired of being constantly set up on blind dates. It's the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas are around the corner, and she knows that if she shows up at her house with no date, that her parents are going to say something and try to set her up. So she asks our heroine to fake date. That's what they do. They decide to fake date for the holidays, and it follows the romance, enemies to lovers, opposites attract, all that good stuff. I really like this one. Next up is Mary Inkmas by Talia Hibbert, and this follows our characters Bailey and Cash. Our heroine works at a fancy coffee shop, and that is where our hero meets her. He does not like coffee, but he likes her. So he goes to the coffee shop every single day to see her. One day while he is there, he sees her get fired, and he kind of feels a little bit responsible for the situation. So he ends up offering her a job at his tattoo shop. It follows the romance, office romance, slightly forbidden, sexy, tattooed hero. I love Talia Hibbert, and this is such a good Christmas romance. Wouldn't it be a Christmas video if I didn't recommend some Santa romances? So the first one is Santa's Favorite by Madeline Baker. This is a sapphic romance. So our heroine works at kind of like a Macy's or Nordstrom, just a department store. She's a personal shopper, so she buys Christmas gifts and wraps them for people. Every day that she comes to work, she is noticing that the mall Santa is always flirting with her, and they kind of have a connection. It turns out that the mall Santa is actually a female, and they spend some fun times together during the holidays. This does have a slight BDSM element to it as well. It's a really fun one. I do think this one is on Kindle Unlimited. A lot of these are on KU because I just love KU. Another Santa romance is The Naughty List by Ellie Mae McGregor. So in this one, our heroine is kind of going through a rough time. She's recently divorced, and her ex-husband kind of maliciously planned a cruise for their kids so that her kids are not spending Christmas with her. This is the first holiday season that she has not had her kids with her, and she's feeling really bummed. She spends the night kind of like on her couch, drinking hot chocolate, reading her Kindle, and guess who comes down the chimney? Santa Claus! Our hero is literally Santa Claus, and he is there to deliver gifts for her children, but when he sees her all alone, he decides to make her Christmas a little magical. This one's a lot of fun. I really do love this one. If you kind of want the opposite of a Santa romance, there's Krampus romances as well. This one is called There Arose Such a Clatter, Tales from the Naughty List by C.M. Costa. This is a shorter book that follows all of Krampus's adventures. So, if you don't know who Krampus is, he's literally like the opposite of Santa. He punishes all the bad people, okay? People on the naughty list. So there's a lot of bad boys and girls that need to be punished in this book. It's sexy, it's steamy, and does actually have like an end romance in it. I love it. It's really fun. Oh, you know what's fun? I have an Omegaverse Christmas romance. So this one is called Sweater Weather. This is a male-male Omegaverse romance. If you don't know what Omegaverse is, it's one of my favorite subgenres. I say this all the time, but it's as if fated mates and shifter romances had a bebe born with a different designation, either as an alpha, an omega, or a beta. And depending on which one you are, you have like different biological needs. Like I said, this one is a male-male romance. One of our heroes is an omega, and it has been his dream to open his own bed and breakfast. His family members used to have this bed and breakfast and this inn, and they recently passed away, so he kind of like wants to carry on that tradition. Storm ends up coming into the town, so all of his rooms are booked, and then in walks our other hero, who is an alpha. His hotel got booked, his plane got canceled, he's kind of like stuck without a room. Goes to this bed and breakfast hoping that they have space for him. They really don't have any room, so our hero, who is an omega, ends up offering his own room. So forced proximity, one bed trope, snowed in trope, end up renting this bed and breakfast during the holiday season together, and it's super cute. Next up is Trick Shot by Kayla Grassi. This is a poly romance. Hero is headed back home during the holiday season. He is the identical twin to a really famous hockey player. Brother is really well known because he's this popular hockey player, but he is a sports agent. At the airport, his flight gets canceled, and our heroine was on that flight as well, so her flight gets canceled too. She recognizes our hero but mistakes him for his twin brother. She thinks that he is like this famous hockey player. They end up having like intense chemistry, so they go back to his house for like a one-night stand situation, but it gets even more interesting. Our hero lives with his best friend, who is also kind of his lover. Everyone gets invited to have this steamy time with these two guys during Christmas. This one also has a BDSM element to it too, so it's a very spicy, steamy, fun time. Those are some Christmas holiday romances that I really love. I probably will do a part 2 because there are so many more, but those are just some of my favorites. However, I feel like the Christmas time is really such a great time to read cozy mysteries. I'm just gonna recommend 2 of my favorites that I think would be such a good addition to your winter TBR. So the first one is A Cup of Holiday Fear by Ellie Alexander. This is a part of her Bake Shop mystery series, and this one is obviously Christmas themed. The entire series follows our heroine Jules, who works at her family's bake shop in a really small town in Ashland, Oregon. The town itself is well known for their Shakespeare festival, so a lot of the stores are also Shakespeare themed. This one, Jules ends up planning a holiday Christmas dinner for her staff, so they end up going to the Winchester's Inn's Dickens Fest, which is a really popular like poetry, literature, Christmas themed dinner in their town. But when they get there, bum bum bum, there's a murder. This one gives me Agatha Christie vibes because it's a closed door murder. Kind of reminds me of like Murder on the Orient Express. This is one of my favorite cozy mysteries in general, so I highly recommend picking up any book in this series, but I love a Christmas theme. And the other cozy mystery that I really like is The Murder at the Christmas Cookie Bake Off by Darcy Hannah. Heroine also works in a small town. She owns a bakery, and the town is doing like a Christmas cookie competition where each small business owner has to create a cookie, and they're going to be judged on like who has the best Christmas cookie. There's even like a TV producer that's coming to like film their small town and all their decorations. One of the judges for the competition ends up dead, and they need to figure out what happened. I love baking cozies. I feel like they're so perfect for this season. So those are some holiday romances and cozy mysteries that I think you should read this winter. If there are any more that you think should be added to this list, please leave it in a comment down below, and I might do a part 2 to this video or a reading vlog reading your favorite holiday romances. If you guys enjoyed the video, as always, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!